Hey there. I'm just on a walk here this morning and something came to my mind, a conversation I had with my sisters recently. And it was one of those kind of conversations where we go in our little, existential inquiry. Well, at least I do. And I remember saying, what is the point? What is the reason we're here? Like, what is this really all about? And one of my sisters said, the reason you would ask that question, she said, is because you haven't figured your purpose. The reason someone would ask that and really, don't seem to have a sort of an insight into that is because they do not, haven't found their purpose. And that has been 2-3 weeks ago or more. And it has led me down this path of thinking, what does it mean to have purpose and to live purpose? And how does one even figure what their purpose is? What is that all about? How does that get into our way of thinking? How is it developed in us? And this is definitely a huge inquiry for me, one that I hope to continue. I do believe, though, that my sister was definitely onto something there. See, when I asked that question, the thing my sister didn't really know at the time was that I was, throwing it out there as a question for us all to contemplate, not as in I'm specifically asking them about my inquiry around that. Was like, have we all, have most people figured out what, or even asked themselves why I'm here? What is this journey about? What am I here to serve? And so on. My sister responded around that when I asked her, what do you think your purpose is? And she said service. She's here to serve. And for her, service looks like what feels like a passion igniting in her, what she feels very called to do. And for her, is service in her own way, what she's aligned with, and she's using that as her main activity. Her career, her gifts, her work is all going through that service. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing when I was growing up as a child, if this was the kind of inquiry that I was, that was something that as a young child, teenager coming up, that this was part of my life, where the adults around me, would guide this kind of inquiry, would encourage this kind of inquiry. What would it look like for myself and for a lot of my peers, people that I know, if this was a type of narrative, a type of way that we grew up and learned? Now, I don't have the answers. I'm not here to answer that question or say I know, but I believe, a huge part of me believes that to really dig into this question, to really, oh, wow, wow, oh my, oh, wow. Okay, deers, little does just running around in the woods. Wow. I think just now, I think part of why we're here is to inquire and to try to sort of sort out, you know, just sort of like contemplate the whys. Why are we here? Like, what is this journey about? And through that exploration, I believe comes some insight that may guide us into activities that we could do in terms of like the work that we do, for example, not just about money, could also guide us in terms of, how we live our lives, our ability to slow down and just be in awe. I also believe that being in awe of all this is a huge part of why we're here, is to be able to appreciate this that we have co-created, this beauty. That's a huge question. I believe that in that question does not need to be answered in any specific way. I believe the inquiry, I believe the curiosity, I believe that opening is important, to really give ourselves the time to sit with that, to just take the time and ask ourselves, oh my goodness, my eyes are, it's cold and my eyes are getting watery. Just ask ourselves that question, that inquiry, just gently, in silence, without distraction. Go there.